Hello, hello. How are we doing, everybody? No one's saying anything in the chat. How do I know anyone's here? Hello, who's here? Yeah, there we go. We got some people. Well, we got one person. DK4600, welcome. Bears, welcome. Mucky, welcome. Doing great. Now we're red. Yeah, a bit of a move down again. Who else is here? Sweep after the sweep. Yeah, there's just not really been any kind of reaction yet, has there? It's just very one-sided selling over the last couple of days. Kind of difficult to trade because there's like when it's just going in one direction, it's a little bit tricky. So we are coming into some nice areas of possible support though, so we'll keep an eye on that. See if we get any bounce during the New York session. Not feeling like massively hopeful that we're gonna get a big bounce, but if we do, there's definitely some levels we can be looking at above. Like any kind of bounce here, I would just be targeting around like 72k again. 72 to 73k, but I think that's a little bit unlikely right now. We have to get back above previous day low, and with how much more this is dropping so far today, it becomes quite tricky to get along with any decent kind of invalidation. So we'll wait and see. We will of course take a look at New York Open and see what we get, but yeah, lots of stuff going on. Lots of uncertainty again, right? Especially with energy prices. Yeah, so gold, gas, not gold, oil, gas, and so on. So oil prices, interesting, right? We had a big pump a few days ago. Well, yeah, over a week ago actually, on the 9th, 10 days ago, on the 9th of March. Oil prices still climbing steadily. Gold prices still dropping. Gas prices, interesting. There has been that big fire. So like 20% of the world's gas supply affected, which is, yeah, something to be paying attention to. But I mean, when you look at balance adjusted gas prices, they've just been down. And this is like it. We've seen spikes like this before, and it ends up in just lower prices eventually anyway. So let's see how that goes. I think there's, I'm just, I say this a lot of the time, like we're seeing like, of course, a big reaction to what's going on in the world, to global events, and generally those reactions are overreactions. So what's good is it gives us volatility when things do settle down somewhat. But at the moment, yeah, just a bit difficult to trade. Sizz, welcome. I'm doing very good, thank you. Rodri can. Oil price worrying. I heard they're cancelling flights. Yeah, I mean, I've got a flight on Monday. And I've had all this news. Like, there's been news recently because I'm in Vietnam at the moment, right? And there's been stuff on the news about how, there's like gas prices have spiked 40% in a day. There's like craziness when you go to the gas stations, and everyone's running out of gas, and people are being told to work from home, and they're canceling flights. It's all bullshit. I mean, I'm renting a motorbike while I'm here. I filled up my bike. Well, I didn't fill my bike up today, but filled it up a couple of days ago, and everything's fine. I went for, I'm blurry. Very blurry. Hold on. And I went for a walk today, and petrol station seems fine. Everything seems fine. No one's panicking. There's, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, everything seems cool. I'm not in KL anymore, Bez. I am in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. And as far as Malaysia goes, they're actually a big exporter of oil. So yeah, I would imagine they're fine. It's a very different, like, they have the Strait of Malacca, so Singapore, Malaysia is like a different thing altogether. But I think a lot of the countries that are being affected by this are going to be China, Vietnam, Japan, Korea. So I know they're going more towards Russian oil because China and Vietnam get a lot of their oil from Kuwait, which is affected. So it's interesting. But anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. If shit hits the fan, like it's affecting the whole world, isn't it? Everything that's going on, but I don't think it's affecting the whole world as much as people are really making out that it is, or as much as there is fear. But people said that about COVID, and people said that about the Russia war, that it would end quickly, and it didn't. So just have to wait and see. But yeah, nothing we can concern ourselves with because we can't affect it anyway. Same FUD in Thailand, but there's no queues. Every gas station has gas. Yeah, FUD will keep on FUDding. FUD loves to FUD all the time. Anyway, let's get into some of the price action and see what's been going on today. Nothing has really been going on today. Like daily open, bit of a chop, and then just puking. So back down to 60. Look, our low of the day is 69069. That's fun. I don't think that's going to be the daily low for long. I think we are inevitably going to make lower prices within the next few minutes. If we go down to like 68,900, we do have liquidity down there. So there's some confluence here. Look at the daily, right? We've got some confluence. We've got a bit of liquidity here. We've got our anchored VWAP for this whole range. We've got our POC for this whole range. And we're also around about the VWAP from these lows from like, when's this? 24th of March. So we're coming into a zone. 68K has been a key level for a long time. If we do start dropping below 68K again, it looks really, really bad because we've had a deviation already, and it did make a higher high afterwards. So we had the deviation from the highs. That would have been the one where if we were going to drop to new lows, you could have expected that to happen back then. We of course bounced, and then we have this other distribution, another deviation above the highs here. Is this enough to send us down to 50K? Maybe. I certainly don't think that the bear market lows are in. I would be very cautious on longing anything at this stage. I'd be pretty careful about that because, yeah, it's not looking great. And as we've seen before, like the better time to long, like just wait for the reaction. Okay, you can see on every time that we hit a major low, we get a spike in volume. Okay, we get a decent spike in volume. If you're using these like relative volume candles, wait for the reversal, wait for the reaction, and then that gives you an opportunity to look for longs, and we're certainly not there yet. But New York Open is very soon, which could give us some better stuff to trade. NQ is also just dumping. Okay, and this is actually looking a little bit more worrying, I would say. This is not a nice structure at all on the NASDAQ, right? If we're just looking at where this is, and I can go to what my like expectations for the NQ have been for quite some time, I do think we go a lot lower. Whether we're going to get one more bounce that comes up at like and gives another rally on BTC and on other stuff, I don't know, but I do think that a lot of stuff is going to be going a lot lower. We are, of course, seeing gold crashing. And like I say, we're seeing a lot of other stuff like the energy prices all rising as well. So very much bearish. Things are looking bearish at the moment. After a nice, like, I mean, this was a nice little uptrend we could trade, but that's clearly been lost now. So yeah. What's going on in the chat? We need that extreme fear if we want to get the best long and buy opportunities. Yeah. 7-Eleven has toasties, so we're happy. The good old cheese and ham 7-Eleven toasties, yes. Do you consider 80k impossible at this time, given the reaction from 76? No. No, I don't think it's impossible. I think, I mean, if you look on the 4 hour, it kind of is still an uptrend, right? At least from here. But it has to bounce. It has to bounce after it takes these lows. So it has to bounce between like 69 and 68k. And then it is still a possibility. Is it like, I don't know. We had this a couple of weeks ago, right? When there was that first big spike up in oil prices, and we had this deep pullback on Bitcoin, and it's yeah, there's no reason why something similar can't happen again. Why we can't just, I mean, things look bearish now, but if this does just do this and then we end up ranging up here again, then sure. But we just have to wait for some kind of buying to come in. And I don't know, I mean, it didn't have a narrative back here when it bounced. Like, people were uber bearish and expecting price to break down back here, and there was an escalation in what was going on with the war on like the 8th and 9th of March anyway. So was there hopium then? I don't know. I don't really remember. I do not remember so much. NQ with a slight bounce on the 1 minute. It is, yeah. Yeah. Bitcoin, slight bounce too. Daily open would be interesting. A long way off. Okay. I still think this probably goes lower. It's a bounce that gives you an opportunity to short, probably. There was hopium 2 days ago, that's for sure. There was, yeah. There was. ETH also looking pretty terrible. Getting slammed down by that yearly VWAP. Harry Beaver, No. Bear market's gonna end. That's Taurus is its own entity because Taurus is me. Always has been. And I'm very happy with how things are. Like I say, yeah. That's actually, this is a good point. If we'll see how we'll see if we get some more viewers. It's a very quiet stream so far. But if there is anyone, and I need to do a little bit of something. So if there is anyone that is interested in joining Chroma, then maybe I do have something that can. Maybe I'll talk about that in a bit. I got some codes. That could be used for a little discount. So basically, I'd like to see a few more viewers, to be honest, before I set this all up. But if there is anyone in the chat that is not a Chroma member or has been a member of Taurus in the past, or just anyone that's new in general, and you would like to, or I do all of my trading now over at Chroma. It is, as Vez says, it is it's really good because for myself, like I've been saying for a while, I'm very busy with other stuff. I haven't had the time to be able to run everything myself. So joining Chroma was like a fantastic thing for everyone. And the way that it's like there's great people over there. So yeah, really good team. We're sharing all of our trades. I'm actually up, I think 18R on this month. So all of the trades that I share live in the tracker. Let me have a look. Let me get the stats up for you guys. I'll show you this over here. So this is how my month is going so far. And if you've been following along, remember all of these trades are posted live and in real time. Then this is too big of an image to post. Let me do a smaller one without the chart. Let me do this. With that post. No, it's still too big of an image. I need to zoom out. Make it small. Damn trading view. There we go. So, yeah, 73% win rate. Up 18.67 R so far this month. Which is nice. I'm pretty happy with that. A nice even ratio of longs to shorts. And I've been trading, I've had a few days where I haven't really traded. Since price has just been going down, there's not really been much opportunity. There wasn't a lot of opportunity a week or two ago either. But yeah, it's really great. As I've said before, everyone in the team is all sharing their trades. It's been a pretty good month so far. If you are interested in joining Chroma, then like I say, I have some discount codes. So smash the like button. Tell me if you're interested in that, and we'll make it a little bit fun. Basically, I got 5 codes. All right, 5 codes. Each code is a different percentage off of monthly membership, and they will only be available for today. So we've set these up for the stream, and if it's successful, then we'll do this a little bit more often, because something that was always good fun for me, and something I like to do is just during streams, to get the engagement a little bit better, to get people a little bit more excited about joining. We'd do some giveaways, we'd do some discounts, we'd do some fun things, and I haven't been able to do some fun things for a while, so we want to do some more fun things again. But yeah, it's going to be 5 codes, varying discount. I'll put the codes up on the screen. First come, first serve. They'll be valid for, well, until the end of today, and then they're gone. So, but I need a bit more engagement first, because I think everyone here is probably already is already a member, because this is for new members only, or previous Taurus members. And we got 5 minutes to go until New York Open. It definitely is bear market vibes today. King Kuda Luke doesn't think we're enough. No, I want the days back where we have like 100, 200 people on the stream. It's so sad. Obviously, it's my fault. I'm not streaming anywhere near as much as I used to. Not in public anyway. And I do want to stream more. I really do. But it's like the motivation. I gotta be super motivated in order to do it now. Because I don't get it. I don't gain anything from it. You guys do. I don't. I do this for the love of trading, I guess. Right. Enough waffling. Maybe I should also do a thing if we get like, if we reach a certain number of viewers, then I'll crack open the beers. But I don't have any beer today. But that usually makes the streams more interesting, right? Why is my iPad not charging? Can't see the comments if my iPad dies. Blah. Blame Bitcoin. Yeah, blame the whole market. It is interesting, right? Because as someone who's been trading for such a long time, and like for myself, it doesn't matter to me whether the price is going up or down at all. Like I really couldn't care less. So I don't care that Bitcoin's back down at 68k, like, because I'm happy, like you saw in the stats. So like half my trades are long, half my trades are short, and that's just the best way to trade the market. I don't hold spot. I don't really have exposure to anything. I mean, I have a little bit of spot, but I don't care what the price is for all of that. So yeah, I do not care at all what the Bitcoin price is doing. But I need to turn my AC on. Hot. But yeah, I've been just seeing like the vibes in general when things are down like this, and when there's so much uncertainty and fear in the world. People really struggle when things are dumping. The only thing I struggle with is when we have price action like this. It's just not very tradable. Anyway, as I said, that little pump pre-New York Open was another short opportunity. I do not think we have seen the low of the day yet. So do we see any opportunity to take a short? I mean, things have to bounce a little bit to be able to take a short. There was a good short opportunity earlier on. There was a couple actually. The bounce back into previous day low, short. That's why like reclaiming previous day low is bare minimum to have any kind of like, if we're going to get any kind of move back up, then there's no way I would even consider a long unless we get back above that previous day low. Even if we drop down here into the POC to try and scalp that would be really tough. So yeah, unless we get back above 70,400, no, well, 70,500, no longs, zero longs. Block A. I used to be very emotional attached to the price of BTC. Now I just view it as a tool to trade. Much better headspace since I've changed my mindset. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And some of my best trading, I mean, actually most of my best trading happens in a bear market. Because when you're in a bull market, you're not really trading. Like, you just buy dips, right? It's not really like, you don't have to think too much about it. It doesn't take any skill, like, at all. It takes no skill at all, and it's not difficult. Like, anyone can make money when things are bullish. Anyone. So, yeah, like, actual trading, if you consider yourself a trader, then, like, if you can't trade these conditions, you're not a trader. Like, full stop. You're just not. And these are the things that I do better often in the bear market. As you see, I'm up 18R this month. So far is it the best month I've had this year? It's not as good. December was the best month I've had for a long time, and December was pretty bearish. January I wasn't particularly active. February was flat, basically. And this month so far has been very, very good. Very good. And the reason for that is because we've traded in two directions, right? That's the thing. February was just not really doing very much. It was just, and then you'd have a little weekend pump and then down, 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 where we've actually had some decent swings in March. Like, the market's been a lot better. What was going on in December? December's weird. Like, December was completely flat, but I did really well in December. I guess it was just very technical. You get pumps and then you can just retrace it all. So, yeah, interesting to see what kind of price action that I've been thriving in recently. And as I say, January I wasn't that active until the end of January, but I did very well at the end of January. I think my first trades in January were on the 16th. Yeah. Anyway, we got a big dump to start New York session. That is not surprising at all. Why is this still saying that we're in London? Why is this not updated? 1330. 1330. 20. 1330. Ah, it's because I've changed it to the we're not looking at the right NQ. There we go. So London lows taken. Bitcoin bouncing. Could you short this? I mean, this is such a tiny, tiny, tiny move. I don't think it makes any sense. But like, to go for new lows. But it's way too small of a move to even bother with. I think I'd rather wait until lows are taken. There was a really clear short Tuesday 10 a.m. and I feel slightly bad that I missed it. 10 a.m. UTC. (10 a.m. New York time). So around here. No. Oh, here. This. Yeah, here. This one. Yeah, that was pretty clean. I was live on Tuesday. I was live then. Did I short that? No, that was just after I finished. Yeah, we got some good trades actually on Tuesday, and then it just had this. Yeah, this was after I finished the call. I took all of the trades that I'd taken off the screen earlier, which was a bit silly. I should have kept them there so I could remember. Yes. Yeah, that was the daily open. I remember now. And then it tried it a couple more times afterwards, didn't it? Because you had the daily open here. Boom. And then just ended up rolling over. Yeah. Alright, NQ still dropping. Why did the AC not turn on when I asked it to turn on? There we go. Give me some air. Hey Luke, first time chatting here. Welcome. How long have you been trading and how many bear markets have I been through? I have been, well, I got into crypto 2017. So this will be my third bear market. I've been seriously trading, I would say, since 2020, 2019. I was learning a lot about it in 2017, 2018. But not like seriously trading. Back then I was learning about I was interested in TA. That's what it was. So in 2017, 2018, I became really interested in technical analysis. And there wasn't really much information on TA back then. So I was learning the stupid shit patterns, your triangles, your wedges, your moving averages, RSI, MACD, these kind of things. But it wasn't trading. It was just, that's the kind of shit that's astrology for men, right? That's that kind of stuff where it's bullshit. Most of it's just absolute bullshit. So yeah, I would occasionally try trades back then based off of this just nonsense technical analysis. And I would occasionally do well, and occasionally I wouldn't, but it's that's how most traders get into it. And then when I actually started to learn okay, what really causes the market to react, because all of this stuff that I was learning when I became interested in TA was all lagging, right? It's you get these moving averages and divergence and all of these things, they all lag, they all follow what price does, but what's actually going to cause price to react, which is what you need for a trade. You need to be able to understand where price, what actually happens to price at certain levels. So that's when I started learning a lot more about liquidity. That's when I started learning auction market theory. That's when I started learning about the high time frame levels that do get reactions. And finding things I discovered VWAP around then, in 2020. Started getting into Orderflow. Orderflow made a massive difference to me. And that's that's how it was for me. That's what created this channel almost, was I was basically the first. It's crazy seeing Orderflow now and seeing all of these Orderflow platforms, and it just didn't really exist when I first started getting into trading. No one knew what order flow was. It wasn't a term that anybody in the space used. It just didn't exist. But I started getting into like the traditional stuff, like auction market theory, which is like TPO profiles and a market profile and footprint charts and all of this kind of geeky stuff. And then started creating content about it. And yeah, it's kind of mad. Like now you see all these people talking about order flow and yeah, CVD and all of that kind of stuff. But I was doing that back in 2020 before anyone knew about that stuff. That's a little bit of my background. I'm not going to go into. I mean, I could talk more about it because like nothing's happening here. Nothing's happening. Maybe we actually discuss some. We do some order flow. Shall we talk about order flow? Shall we look at the order flow? Let's load up MMT. MMT load. Here we go. What do we got? What do we got? Got some buyers down here. Certainly stepping in. Did we see anything interesting at the lows? Wow. Okay, let me go back to TradingView because this is interesting. Look at that. I open up order flow stuff and suddenly we start pumping. Kind of insignificant. The thing is, once you understand order flow, you don't really need it anymore. That's the nice thing about it, because you can see just by the shape of candles, you kind of just know that what's going on afterwards. I'm just gonna go back onto TradingView now, because show my MMT footprint settings. Hold on. It's so much, it's funny, right? Like my whole brand was built off of order flow. And now I'm that guy that's like, yeah, once you actually learn it, you don't need it anymore, because it just, the thing about order flow is you learn about the mechanics and why price is doing that. And once you understand that stuff, then you don't really need to see the data anymore to know what's going on. Sounds kind of weird, like, but you don't need to see it so much. Being able to see CVD can be useful. And understanding where the POC is and things like that, like with volume, but you can do volume stuff just with TradingView alone. Right, anyway, this is interesting. A bit of a move. If you guys are using Market Monkey, MMT, which is now free, by the way, for everyone, so that's great. Like, it's incredible that we have this amount of data available to us now, or available to everyone now. I need to move my screen around so I can share this again properly. Right. My footprint is basically bit-based layout. So if you just go to layouts, go to community. I really like the BTC order flow layout that BitBay created. So this isn't really mine. Well, it isn't mine. I've done some changes to it. I've changed some stuff. I don't quite remember what I've changed. I'll have to make some layouts of my own soon, but for now, and this is the other thing, I'm only on a laptop these days. So if I still had my big like multi-screen setup, then that would be a lot better. But I trade on laptop now, so I don't really have the screen, like the monitor real estate to be able to look at order flow so much anymore, which is a shame. But yeah, this is the layout I use with some little changes. I think if I just load up, let me do another tab, and let's load BitBase one up so you guys can see it. Because this is, go to community, go to BTC order flow layout. I'm on the free version. No, I don't see my stats. Since they made it free, they cancelled my premium, which is weird. Like I used to have Market Monkey Premium, and then they made it free, and then they cancelled that. I do know why they cancelled that, because they don't want me seeing what's in the paid version. They don't want any of us seeing what's in the paid version. Right, let's turn this off. This is boring. There's nothing really happening. Oh, what's this comment? Yeah, I gotta move this again. There we go. What indicator does your candle coloring come from? So I use just Key Level Suite by Leviathan. This one. No, it's not. That's bullshit. I'm lying. I use Volume Suite by Leviathan. This one. Yeah, so this is the one that gives me, it tells me where the like relative high volume candles are. So you can see the change threshold. So if you're like more than 3.5x volume of the average, then it will shade it nice and bright. And if it's a little less relative volume, then it will shade it a little bit lighter. Harry, no, of course not. Nothing to do with luxury. Do you think the free version of MMT is good enough? Yeah. Yeah, I do. Because like I say, you don't overload your stuff with data, and yeah, it's good enough. You can use Footprint. You can go on whatever time frame you want. TPO, not necessary, because the TradingView TPO is there, and it's still a nicer platform to use just for everyday stuff. Like it's just much more intuitive, right? But being out, like having a clean footprint and having like good CVD data is what's important. Good CVD, good open interest data, footprint data, order book, right? Depth of market, the DOM, using the depth of market, like all of that you can use on the free version. So yeah, that's plenty sufficient. What's the indicator for levels previous day low? That one, that indicator is the key level sweep. That's this one. So on here you can just toggle your the levels that you want. Okay, so I'm using like daily open, daily high, daily low. You can use the EQ if you want. Previous day, weekly open, previous week open, monthly open, all of this kind of stuff. You can add your VWAP on there, but I use a different indicator for the VWAP. Your moving average levels, your session levels, but I use a different indicator for my sessions, just because I don't like to get it all too crowded. But yeah, really, really nice indicator. Just gives you all of the levels that you're gonna want. MM is quite sleek. I'm trying out the free version too. It is. It's decent. Nice to see you back too, Braveheart. I mean, I've never gone anywhere. I've been here the whole time. But I just haven't been doing quite as many public streams. We're getting into short territory here. Don't think we're quite there yet, but I do want to short this soon. It would be great if we can just short it. If this can just go a little bit higher, then I think actually this gives us a decent short. With a really, you could do a really tight stop on that. All right. Harry, yes, yeah. MMT Free and MMT Pro are exactly the same. They're doing some other stuff for. They will be doing some other stuff for people who pay for it, but it's like it's an AI thing, which doesn't add any value, right? Because you can just use, right? It's just an AI agent, which I think everyone here probably already uses AI, and it's something else. My iPad died. It's not charging. Weird. I need that. Okay, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Come on, let's see if this can get close to VWAP. And see if it can just drop into this little bit of imbalance that we have here. I think that would be the short. There we go. There it is. All right. It did take the high. So this is the short. That's what we wanted. We finally got something to actually trade here. So it just is super simple. Just sweep these highs. You got some imbalance above. Test it out. If you start getting acceptance here, then you're going to get stops. But if you don't, if you reject like we're seeing now, it did take the high. Then, yeah, very, very simple short, 7R on this. That is very clean. What's the NQ doing? Similar, right? Took out some highs. Oh, this is so laggy. When I stream, I get like horrendous lag on Paradox. Nasty. So I did not get a very good entry. Oh well. Nasdaq. Let's just add to it, improve that a little bit. This trade aligns with VIX new strat. If we get a 1 minute break of structure, market enter for 1R. Yeah, yeah, for me, by that time, so your 1 minute, I mean, your 1 minute break of structure is kind of more down here. I would not be able to trade if I was patient on this. Like, to get a 1-to-1 just to take out these, and these are pretty, like, I would expect a bounce if we do drop below 69k. Yeah, my entry was pretty terrible. Where is it? It is 69,958. So it was not the best entry in the world, but I get 4R. Okay. $69,925 for Vez. I could add this to the tracker if we get a bit of a bounce again. There we go. Back at entry. So another opportunity to short. Ooh. There's VWAP. Why I put my line for the short here is that is the, I mean, it's kind of just confluence, okay? Because I see VWAP and that's what we tested. I would have liked to get this move first. So this is the move that I would have been like really happy about taking a short on and getting a short from up here somewhere, right? That gives you a super high R. I was a little impatient and got in a little bit too soon, but you have VWAP there and I'm fully expecting VWAP to reject. Okay, we're on a downtrending day. VWAP's very likely to reject. And then you just have nice imbalance here. Okay. So this is the point in which price started to break down. There is your liquidity with imbalance above. So therefore, anything within here, okay, is a good opportunity to take a short position. And then it's just a case of, I do not expect market structure to change. And you can just kind of, I mean, you could, by the time, if you get through this, like OB, then you've got imbalance above again. So then you're likely to be able to run up all the way up until like previous day low. So it's better to keep a tight stop, because as soon as you get through this high, then price is likely to run all the way back up to here anyway. So that's why you can keep a real tight stop on this. So yeah, it's a relatively straightforward trade. And I would definitely expect this to make a new daily low. There's not that much point in even taking partials. Just wait for new lows. If you want to take partials, then I think that the TP is this, all right, green box, and then that's your safety net. Because then if this is going to continue an uptrend, this is where it will bounce. Yeah. So I'm sure we'll see an example of that in just a moment. Because if it does just drop into this box, then it probably has enough to take it up here and then maybe get some continuation. So here we go. All right, there's your TP. And that just makes it a nice, safe. For me, like, my entry was pretty bad, right? It was around here. So I would not be moving stop to break even, but I would be taking profit because I do expect it to bounce here. And if I can compound again at this stage, right, if we do this and take out this high, then maybe I just stab back in what I took profit on, and then we get a drop. it might just make, no, I'm not, I'm going to keep it as candles. So what would be awesome is just, but we don't have to do that. If it does keep dropping, then great. But you can see, right? It's the only thing you really need to know with trading is just where is your balance, where is your imbalance. There's a little mini imbalance, the market reacts off of it. Super simple. What platform do you trade on? I occasionally will use Teal Street if I'm in a if I'm really in super duper trade mode, right? So if I'm trading across a lot of stuff, I will use like Teal Street for trading crypto, and then I can connect all my exchanges too. But generally I just trade on the exchange. So mainly, most of my trading now is just done on Paradex and on Blowfin. And I'll just use the exchange. I'm a simple guy. I like simple things. So trading on the exchange is just the simple thing, right? So it's just generally what I do. When it comes to futures, I use Top 1 futures and Top Step futures to trade, so I have funded accounts with them. I'm just a regular guy. Yeah. There's a load of firecrackers going off outside. Someone's celebrating something. Don't know if anyone can hear that. Also, why stream on YouTube, not Twitch? Because I'm an old man, and this account's been around. I mean, actually, this YouTube account's been around since 2017. Didn't start I did post some stuff on it in 2017 and 2018, and then I deleted all the videos because I realized how much of a noob I was back then. Like, and then I started using it properly in like 2020, 2021. So Twitch wasn't really a thing then. Twitch didn't really, it really wasn't a thing. Like if you look at this account and when it was created, right? I'm pretty sure it says created either 2017 or 2018. You won't see any videos from back then because they have all been deleted. I may have set up a new account. I don't know. No, I think it was that. But yeah, that's why I might switch over to Twitch, but it's a little bit like I've got 20,000 subscribers here. Not that any of them watch anymore. So I may as well just go to Twitch because I guess I'm starting fresh anyway. Because like, how many people from like 2020 are still trading? Like very few. So I may as well just the amount of active subscribers I may have 20,000 subscribers, but the amount of active subscribers is probably less than 1% of that. So yeah, I might switch to Twitch. I did for a while switch to Kick, but that is terrible. Like I thought maybe Kick would take market share for crypto stuff, but it's just useless. It's just done by fucking idiots and promoting gambling platforms and awful stuff. So if I want to talk about serious stuff like trading, then I guess Twitch is pretty good for that. Twitch has nice audience engagement features. It does, yeah. Yeah. And maybe we just make YouTube the place for like static video content again. Yeah, this is a good short. I didn't get it in the tracker, but you guys have, I'm sure a few of you guys have taken it, which is great. So if you have and you made some money, posted it in the money shots. And of course, if for those of you again, is there anyone here that's not in Chroma? Just a show of hands. Anyone here that's not already in Chroma and following all the trades that I'm taking there? Because if there isn't, it would be nice if there's 5 people. If we can get 5 people on, then I will give every single one of them, every single one of you can get a discount code that will be available only for the duration of this stream. Oh well, until the end of the day, until the end of today. And Chroma don't do discounts, so this is a special. Expensive is relative, right? How much do you like what size? It depends what size you trade with, right? Because think about, again, we can go back to this. We can go back to this, and if you're following this and you can make 18R just off of like, and like it's not a signal service, but if you are copying, right? If you do decide to copy, and I could have done so much better than this month. Like this is 18R up on shares that have been posted in public in real time, talked about like I'm doing on the stream now. Okay, trades that have been shared. There's a reason behind it. It's been planned. It's been traded. Generally, I'm closing these a little bit too early. I'm a little bit too cautious. This number should be a lot higher. But that's what trades that have been shared have ended up with the results. So if you, that's almost just, I don't like to say it because obviously like there is no financial advice. We just do this because I like accountability and transparency, and Chroma is all about that as well. It's about being accountable, being transparent in what you're doing. So if someone takes a trade, or if I'm saying that I'm taking a trade, I post it, right? It all gets logged automatically. So once a trade is opened, once I've opened a trade, I put my TP, I put my stop loss, I put all of this kind of stuff, so that anyone, if they choose to, all right, there's no guarantee because I do lose trades as well. And we are not a signal service, but maybe it's not expensive because you can just trade along with us and make some money. Can you show us how you'd manage this current short? I'm not very good at scalp trade management. So this is, like I said earlier, I don't see necessarily a reason to take profit on this early. There is nowhere other than making a new daily low that I would expect this to bounce. This, if this is going to make a higher low, it's now. So if you're going to take profit, and if you hadn't taken profit as using this as a safety, this is the one, because this is the only point in the whole chart where you have like that's where we got the impulse up. So if we're going to bounce, we're going to break VWAP, it's going to be right now. All right. We're not going to find the price does this and then ends up somehow breaking VWAP. It's now or never. So if you want to take profit now, do that now. If we see candles closing here, right, then we're making a new daily low. I really don't see any scenario where it does anything other than that. So yeah, you're taking profit here, or you're not taking profit at all and you're just letting it run. I think this just runs to new lows. I don't think you need to, but to be sensible, okay, this could be the TP. But again, I'm not taking profit. I've spoken through a couple of situations where you could take profit as safety, but I'm not doing it. I am waiting. What would be some criteria where you would TP multiple times in a scalp? It would be if I'm trying to trade this is the thing, when I would TP is if I'm going slightly counter trend. So let's say I'd taken a long, right? If I'd taken a long here based off of, we have like maybe some change in market structure locally, then my target might be, right, you have levels above. So I would probably say, right, VWAP would be a certain TP level. Daily open would be a certain TP level. And that's if I'm expecting a reversal. When I'm trading with the trend, it doesn't really need to be any take profit levels because we're already trending down on the day. Yeah. We start our day here. We make a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. What's going to come next? A lower low. Yeah. So there doesn't actually, when you're trading with the trend, you don't really need to take profit early. You don't really need TP levels. So maybe this does make a higher low. Maybe this is the start of but that's what I'm saying. It's either going to be here or it's not going to be it, or it's not going to happen. So yeah, if we start to see this bounce, I think that the thing that would make me TP now, I would certainly place stop loss to entry. I wouldn't even place stop loss to entry. I would probably just, yeah, okay, I do stop loss to entry here for sure, because there's no reason why we should be bouncing back up here again now. This should just continue lower. If we were to see something where we get a bounce up to here, and then maybe, because what this has got is possibly like just locally, you could call this like an inversion, like just it's internal. It's not really anything, but if we do break back above like 69,700, I would probably just close out the trade or I'd take profit if there is to be a move back to like 69,600. I know it doesn't really make sense because I have the opportunity to take profit here. Why would I then take profit there? But that's the only thing that would make me think, okay, the market's got some kind of strength here, because price can bounce here, certainly. Like we might bounce here. I don't think we do, but we might. So yeah, my TP would be if we see something like this, and I would then take a TP. But we're trading with the trend. We do not need it. There should not be anything internally that stops this trade out now. What I am, I know I said I wasn't going to TP. I'm just looking, and now I'm actually looking at the money that's being made on this. It's quite profitable for me right now. So just from a psychological perspective for me, because I'd be really pissed off if I round trip any of this profit, I am taking some profit here, but it's purely because of the money reason. Okay, I've made decent money on this short, so I've just taken some profit on it. But from a technical perspective, I still think this can carry on. Okay, if you want to take profit, this is the level to do it. If you haven't already taken profit and you want to do it and you just don't want to risk round tripping and it helps you psychologically, do it now. And then you guarantee to win no matter what, right? Stop to entry. This, depending on weight, like you could have got such a better entry than me if you waited for a little bit. And you're, let's say you're up 3, you TP here, and you take 50% profit, then you're guaranteed 1.5 R, even if it gets stopped out, because it's going to be half of that 3 R, yeah. Also, I'm not going to close the whole trade if we take these lows, probably. I think we could keep this going for a little bit longer, maybe. Unless I see a reason to long it, maybe. Anyway, whilst we wait for this, then I'm going to put some stuff on the screen for you guys. So in the description, okay, is a link to Chroma. And this, all right, whoops, 2, Chroma 3, Chroma 4, and Chroma 5. All right, if you use a on the box where it says enter promo code, all of these give a discount. I'm not going to tell you how much it is. Every discount is different, but you can try them. If you are interested in joining, you can try them. These are going to remain active until the end of today. But it's first come, first serve. So if you find the larger discounts within these, and someone takes it before you, then that one's gone. So if you are interested in joining Chroma, then link is in the description below, I believe. It should be. I can't check my stream anymore because of my iPad's died. Let me just check my screen on another screen. Stream. I'd have to edit it. Man, I'm so stupid. Yeah, and then enter the promo code, and it will give you a discount. So these are the discounts. The discount codes. Once they are gone, they are gone. There is one of each available. So once that is gone, it is gone. It is done. And if you join, then, I mean, you'll get more trades like this. Yeah. Because it's pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy. I should have added this to the tracker. It was a really simple trade to take. Like, trading isn't it's not really that difficult. It's only like, yeah. What's difficult is the psychology and having the confidence to take it. That's the only thing that people struggle with. But then if you're seeing, like, that's the great thing about having community, because without like seeing the reason for these trades and having someone that can give you confidence in the idea that you've got, then trading's really tough because you're just second guessing yourself all the time. But if you're getting opportunities like this, and like I say, like this trade, we spoke about it. It's like, right, if price sweeps this high, I'm shorting it. That's precisely what we did, and now we're making really decent money off of this already. And it's, yeah, it just makes sense. It's just that's it. Braveheart, I'm not saying how much the discount is. Each one of these is a different amount. Is a different amount. Okay. But any kind of discount is a good discount. Because you never see Chroma doing discounts. They just don't do it. When am I shorting hype? What's happening with hype? I'd be a little bit more inclined to long hype. Hey, someone's got a discount. Okay, that's one code has been used. Who did that? Who got the code? Let me see. Ah. Queen Mop, well done. You got the code. Anyway, what were we saying? So that's one code used. There are I assume you took the highest, you probably tried them all and got a nice one, got a nice discount. So there's 4 more available if anyone else wants to join. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, hype. I think it actually looks quite nice here. Yeah. I think it's too late to short. If I'm looking for a long again on hype, then I would probably, I don't know. I mean, I tried shorting it here and it didn't work out. So, will we ever get an alt season like in 2021? No. Just no. Nope. Market's changed. Yeah. Not gonna happen. Times have changed. I think we're now in like a narrative-led market. Okay, so narratives can work. It's like, but you'll have a small selection of assets that do very well. There will be a time when Bitcoin dominance drops, but it's going to be because of Ethereum. Okay, and if Ethereum does well, and if Ethereum and Solana can do well together, or maybe like XRP joins in or something like that, then yeah, Bitcoin dominance can drop. But it's not going to be. We are, and I can say this with like a lot of confidence. You're very welcome to quote me on this if I'm wrong. We are never, ever within crypto going to see a market where you can just buy altcoins, hold on to them, and eventually you'll make a load of money. It's just not going to happen. Okay? Like in 2021, you could probably buy 10 alts, and maybe one of them would, maybe like out of those 10, let's say 50% of them would not do anything. Okay, but we were never really looking at a market where everything dropped to zero like it is now. So back in 2021, you'd have 5 alts that would do very little or would just drop, like they'd dump. Let's say they went to zero. But then with your other 5, you'd have one that would 4x, you'd have another one that would 10x, and somewhere within those alts, you'd probably get one that's like 20, 30, 40x. Like I think back to like Casper and things like that, things that 100x for me, and I don't think we're ever going to see that again. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. What there is an opportunity for now is finding stuff that launches. You're going to have to be, wow, hello. Here comes trade complete, right? Basically. Remember the codes if you want to use them. Wait, is that another one? I've just got another notification. No, it's not. We've had one code used, so that's decent. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, you'll be able to find stuff that does pump. And there will be 100x's, there will be tokens that do 100x again. And now is probably a really good time to start doing the research, because when the market's dead like this, there's a lot less noise. So it becomes a lot easier to find those projects that are like those, a lot easier to find those hidden gems. So there will be some, okay? And we will have alt seasons, like these mini ones, you know, like we saw last year, like 2024, 2025. We had these like little mini alt seasons. They did pretty well, especially at the beginning of the cycle. So this was around the time of the halving, right? And we had a load of shit just pumping. Yeah, there was just loads of just random shit pumping. Like, you think the great example of this was tier, yeah. So we will see a market where we get these kind of moves again, and a lot of stuff does very, very well. But tier was only a 10x, and for most of the stuff that was released around that time, a 10x was about as much as it could do, which wasn't enough to really break it into something that could last. And that's why we see these coins now trending to 0. So yeah, that's my thoughts. It's going to be a much more difficult market now. Did we make new lows on the day? No, we didn't. Oh, look at NASDAQ. So Bitcoin getting a bit of a reaction because NQ is pumping, but once again, okay, here, I don't really think there's, I mean, now we're so close to like hitting target, but NQ now comes up with another short opportunity. All right. So now you can look for something like this on the NASDAQ if you get that. Bitcoin's still going to go lower, I think. But if you took the short, I'm going to wrap this stream up into just a second. But that was a really, really nice trade. One trade, decent win, super simple. No real need to take profit on it because it's just the TP is just making a new low. And if you did make money, then you can join Chroma. I'm going to take this off of the screen now. You guys don't need to know what the code is. They're really easy to remember. It's just Chroma 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Anyway, yeah, I think this is probably a good point to wrap up the stream. I've been live for an hour and a half. And we've come, what, a few dollars away from making a new daily low, which is the target for this. If it goes lower, right, the reason why I pulled my like overall target here is because I want to see these lows taken. I want to see this run into our like range VWAP, and if this can go down to the POC, so I'd like to see it drop a little bit further. But at this point, I'd say this trade is basically done. So if you've made some decent money on this trade and you just want to go chill out for the day, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to close a bit more of the trade now, take some more profit, and maybe just leave a little bit left as a runner, like 25%. Hold on to 25% as a runner. Keep my stop where my entry is, so I'm not losing anything, or like it loses the unrealized gains, but just call it there. Very, very happy with that. Thank you everyone for joining, and yeah, I will see you all again very soon. Cheers guys. Bye bye.